Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. This is general or collective, so parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you and leave the rest. This is the energy of the underlying energy of the reading, and we have the Three of Cups. Now, the cups in tarot represent love and can represent love of all kinds. This can represent romantic love quite often, but it also can represent anyone or anything you love, even yourself, or something you love to do or something you love to be. Now, these people are celebrating, they're toasting, but they're toasting an event, not each other. You can see this, there's no intimacy here in the card. So there is a celebration, but it is about something outside of themselves, something that has happened, something they're happy that happened, that type of thing. So in many cultures, if you toast someone like this and you don't look them in the eye, they'll freak out on you in Europe because they have a superstition that if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, that it gives you 7 years bad luck, and more importantly, them also 7 years of bad luck in your romantic love life. And they're like, look me in the eye. So if this is love, if this is romantic love, why are there three cups? And if there's an energy of, you know, this, if it is romantic love again, why are they not looking at each other? And then we have worldly and otherworldly desires. So this is a karmic space that people can fall into where they latch on to someone else's destiny. They think, your destiny is better than mine. And I just have this energy of someone feeling that way, that perhaps instead of you giving yourself, you may have given yourself total permission to go after your authentic desires, because life is anticlimactic if you don't. But they also have given themselves to go after your authentic desires. And this is talking about worldly and otherworldly. And so this is a karmic space that people can fall into, where they don't just want your, whatever you have physically, they want your spiritual life as well, and your destiny. So there's some sort of weird energy here together. I've never had these two cards come out together like this before. This is random, so we'll see what comes out. We do have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is talking about something that you've always wished for. This is saying that, okay, we have 9 cups here, there's only one more to go. You could be a public figure, someone that was on stage or on, you know, like in whatever platform, or this could just talk about you being, even working for public office, or having a public position, and, you know, it's something like that. Or it could literally mean that you're an actor, an actress, a musician, an entertainer, a comedian, whatever this is, a speaker. You might have that, or this could represent a public platform, you know, on the internet, whatever this is. But this is talking about you're very, very, very close to reaching your goal. And it may not seem like it at all, because there's a lot of energy behind your back here that is like, they're in the audience and they're like, woohoo, yay, you're doing so well. But they really don't feel that way. And you can sense it, because there's an incongruency in body language here. With the feet turned out like this, it's talking about leaking energy from the left and the right foot. This is masculine and feminine energy leaking from your base chakra, which is about survival and moving, you know, being in that energy. And this is upper body language is saying, hey, you've been successful before. The arms are in the symbol of an infinity symbol, 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. This person almost looks like a genie. And it's like all he has to do is nod, and the 10th cup appears, and everything falls into place, and it's all beautiful and lovey. But there's something holding that back, and there's something not quite up front here. So this is saying these cups, we don't know, are they in the past and they're on a shelf behind him, or are they above his head, or are they forward, and this is just about to come into being. I feel that something is going on here where you're really, really close to reaching your goal, and there's a lot of energy that is cheering you on to your face, but in the background there's a lot of energy where they're when you're not around, they're doing everything they can to step into that role instead. And then we have this energy of lovers. So this could be a lover. This is about choice, the Lover's card. When tarot first was out, this would be about choosing who you have in your in your inner circle more energy than an actual lover. But it's progressed to the lover. So I read it as both ways. So this is going to be talking about some people. This could be, the sun is shining on this relationship, and it's saying that this is usually a sign that there's new love coming in, and maybe it has something to do with that. This is someone you probably don't know. If you might know them, but you've never had a relationship with them for sure before. And it's also saying take your time to get to know someone before making any commitments when it comes to love. Be friends first. That's the energy I'm picking up right off the bat. And so this is something though that the sun is representing God's energy, and it's saying this is something you've always wished for and it's coming in. But there's a lot of energy in the background that is negative. So let's see what's going on here. We have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is looking towards what's going on here. Now, you could be the King of Wands energy, or this could be a King of Wands energy coming towards you. This is about passion. So the element of fire, and it's the wand energy. And the wands are made of wood because wood fuels fire and causes passionate action. So there could be a lover coming towards you in the King of Wands energy. And they may be the person that's a public figure, or you both may be, or this is very public for some reason. And this energy here is saying that this is a visionary. This is someone who loves adventure, and he's known to be, of all the four kings in the minor arcana, he's considered to be the sexiest. And charismatic and good with his words. And he's fun to be with because he has a good outlook on life. He's optimistic. And he enjoys meeting new people, new cultures, new adventures to go on. And has a mind that is adaptable. And so it's always looking for better ways to do things in a better way. And this energy on the back here, we see these salamanders who are chasing their tails in a circle, and the lion, and that energy represents protection from fire. There's even a little salamander running by here. So this is saying that this person may be coming in to protect you from this sort of energy, because there's something, it's almost like they want your cup. They want your authentic desires. It's really weird. It's not, we're talking spiritual as well as physical. And so this energy is, when it comes to the King of Wands, this energy can be talking about protection from fire. He has that. But it also is saying that this king has, when I look at this, there's a face on the back here, and I can't unsee it. And it's two eyes, a mustache, and smoke coming out of the nose, and smoke coming out of the mouth. And this could be because he's smoking hot, and he is, but it also can be saying that where there's smoke, there's fire. So this energy might be connected to this energy, and that might be what this is about. So that, because this is about having passion for your life and giving yourself total permission to embrace your authentic desires. And look at this. This is causing a lot of burdens in your life. This energy is talking about, and the Ten of Wands is talking about you know, being really like laden down with heavy energy. And, you know, in a good case scenario, this would be, these are just absolutely full of, the wands represent the actions that you've taken that grow into the wands and into your harvest. So this is talking about having a bountiful harvest, hopefully, and that's why it's so heavy. But this person cannot see that this bountiful harvest is coming in, and it's so heavy that he can barely carry it. Now, some of these wands here might actually be wands that belong to maybe these three, 1, 2, 3, and perhaps maybe you're carrying the burdens, and there's at least 3 wands that you need to put down, and maybe even a 4th one. So this is talking, you know, like we'll keep going here to see, but this is talking like the saying, there's a saying that you can't see the forest because of the trees. And that's when you get so wrapped up in the details in your life that you can't see the big picture anymore. So there's, you know, your home is so close. It's like 10 minutes away. But he's like, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And this is when people are they're about to quit. Just before they get that 10th cup, just before they almost get home with their harvest. And so this is saying it's really necessary for you at this point to keep going. Also, it's saying if there's any burdens that you're carrying for other people, you need to put them down, and put them down now. And I'm picking up that you're picking up 4 at least that you could put down, and then the 6 that you carry in, you could carry with ease to your castle here. And this, once you get there, you sort through the harvest and you see, okay, what can I do differently now in this next season? And you apply that. Like, so you delegate some responsibility if necessary. You do what you need to do to lighten your load so that you can enjoy life and have like this promise that's coming in for you. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So the 6 of Pentacles, see, that's what I was picking up right there. 6 of these are your harvest, and 4 of them, you'd put them down though. Congratulations. This is your harvest. I love it. This is talking about the 6 of Pentacles. The Pentacle energy is about health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And so this is talking about, you know, the seeds that you planted, and now you have the harvest. And look at, we have 6 pentacles here, and we have 6, I've said put down 4, and then you would have 6, and that would be your harvest. Yes, you're really listening to your intuition, way to be. Because this card is talking about, okay, he's got the 6 pentacles. Now this is pretty successful. This is upper middle class. And he's generous, and he's giving some to this person. But his discernment from everything that he's learned is telling him, okay, I'm going to give to this person, but he's holding the scales of justice about this person's head. And you know, if you notice here, there's something in this guy's back pocket here. So he wants to use his money to risk to make money for himself and breadcrumb him. But this is saying that you have learned by laying those, I feel laying those 4 wands down and letting them deal with their own shift has caused you to be in a position now to let them sort it out, whatever they're going through, and you're moving forward with your life, bottom line. So this is about, you know, no more breadcrumbing energy for you. You've learned discernment, and you are, and it doesn't matter how much you love someone, it doesn't matter how hot they are, you don't care. You're not carrying burdens for other people anymore. Congratulations. It can take a lot of, you know, a lot of time and energy to do that. And so this is saying you must be feeling so much lighter. You're like, hey, I even have pentacles to give away here, or some, after being breadcrumbed in this situation. So this is saying you have some discernment about how much time, money, energy to invest in others, and invest in particular projects, invest in whatever this is, and then how and when are you going to let go and let other people carry their own burdens. And that's when you know, this is a karmic space of other people wanting what's yours. That's when you draw the line there. That's when the karma can hit. And then we have, yeah, now that you know what you know, you have conviction beyond a doubt that you're standing up for yourself here. And look at, again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pentacles. So this is saying, or 6 wands, I mean, this is saying, okay, this is interesting, because if this love is coming in and you are the King of Wands, or you, the King of Wands is coming towards you, you're holding judgment on the 4th one. But for sure, you are, that you're protecting the 6 wands that are your harvest here. Absolutely. And you're going, now that you know what you know, you have conviction beyond a doubt. This is what you're doing. And this is like, just, I feel this was just the action you took of laying down the burden, just the decision you made. I am not going to carry other people's burdens anymore. They're going to have to deal with their own shift. And now, look at this. You have a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. So this is meaning that you might be straddling this a little, because, you know, it can be like, man, you're so used to giving more than you should towards other people. And you're like, oh, this feels so stingy, but you're hanging in there. And this could be like something suddenly happened and you had an aha moment. This could be while you're in the energy of this King of Wands, if this is your energy, and you're like, you know what? This is what I need to do. And you see it very clearly all of a sudden. Maybe something happened where you saw these people up to something. You know, you saw it, and you realized, what, really, this is what they've been doing. And now you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to stand up for myself. Now, these people are not used to this, so let's see what happens. Look at this. This takes you this is about learning things the hard way. And this is about, now that you've learned things the hard way, stepping into the 9 of Pentacles energy. I love this. And it's sitting right here on this new lover, everything that you want in life. And it's saying, look, I just love this. This is so accurately portraying what's going on. We have 9 pentacles here. And you know, Nikola Tesla, who was a genius, by the way, he would always say, if you knew the beauty of the 3, 6, 9, then you would have the key to the universe. So this is where you learned the hard way that you have to put other people's burdens down, and you started standing up for yourself and defending the 6 pentacles or 6 wands you brought in. This is really interesting. Like, it's almost like I'm choking on my words here. Someone's like, oh, don't say this. We don't want this to happen. And look at, because we have 9 cups of love here. And so this is saying, now that you're standing up for yourself, it's like, now you have this discernment. You're at a pre-Empress energy. The Empress energy is all 4 queens rolled into one person. And you're like, hey, I know this one well. This is like high manifestation level. And it's you're only missing 1 cup and 1 pentacle, and that is for a lover that is going to stand up for you. And so this is you. You have your hand on 6 pentacles, and I feel like Nikola Tesla was talking about a ratio. So this is you here. Before, when you had 6 pentacles, you started giving to others, but you are learning. Here, you keep your hand on it. And that's when these other 3 pentacles come in, because this is what you need to be able to sustain yourself. And I'm not talking, pentacle energy is not just about money. Of course, money is important, but you could have all the money in the world and not have what you love. So this is more talking about lifestyle. And it's talking about your spiritual needs as well as your physical needs, and your happiness, and how you want to live your life. And about being on your destined path rather than someone else being on it. And this is saying, now you have reached the pre-Empress energy. You're almost an Empress because you've learned so much from this. And now you have your hand on what you need. And look now you have more to give to other people. So we have maybe one that you could give to charity. Another one could be you want to make an investment that's a lot more risky, and it'll pay really well. And if it doesn't, it's not going to affect your ability to pay your bills. And then we have this energy here, which might be saving up for going on a beautiful vacation for yourself. And that's the energy that you're in now. You have the Falcon represents that key to the universe, that you realize you have to love yourself. You know, if you're on an airplane, they tell you, if the oxygen masks come down, put yours on first, even if you have a baby. Because if you put the oxygen mask on the baby and then you faint, what is the baby going to do? The baby can't look after you, and or themselves. So this is why. And then we have, this is something maybe that you've been doing since childhood, and it's caused a lot of problems for you. And you're having an aha moment, like a big one. And you're realizing, wow, like these people could be people that are close to you and that you've done a lot for. And when you find out, and you know what you know, then you have conviction beyond a doubt. I don't think so. And so this is rough water and wanting to move off to smoother water and asking for God's assistance. That's this conveyor. He has a very long pole, and he has to dig deep into the mud to push off out of this rough water. The rough water is volatile emotions and conflict that you don't want to have to face with people that you care about or whatever, all the way back from your childhood. But you've decided, I'm moving off to calmer shores, and the sword energy represents discipline of the mind and your mental intelligence and how you're going to, your thoughts basically. And you have had a lot of thoughts about this, and this is the route, and you've decided, I am going to look after myself. I am going to have what I want in my life. I'm only missing 1 cup of love now. I have a lot of lifestyle that I want to live, the potential for it. And I am ready now to ask God for assistance here and heal this childhood energy. And this quite often, you notice this adult and child have no baggage. So this is something that's been going on since you were a child. And it's a change in attitude that comes over you. And it's like, it's all of a sudden like you're this, like it's like, wow, I never saw life from this way before. And then we have getting out of a mental prison because of it. So this energy was keeping you in a mental prison, in this energy of dealing with other people's burdens and wanting things to be, this is how I expected things to happen, and it's not happening that way. So now I'm going to embrace this new energy, what God feels is best for me, and I'm going to heal this energy and get out of this mental prison that I've put myself in. There's nothing holding this person here except her thoughts. This is, and at one point I feel that the water was very, very rough here, and now it's very, very shallow. And you can see, like, this is walking forward and with her right foot, and she's on dry land here. And I feel at one point there was all sorts of water here, a lot of emotion, a lot of conflict about what to do. And we have 7 thoughts that you managed to put behind your back here. And look at, we have this is the 6th that you have here, and the 7th. And so those are the thoughts that you've had, and this is saying, okay, I know this is how I'm moving forward now. And so this is really, really beautiful energy. You're going to cut your ties off. Your foot is still, your left foot is still in that puddle. But it's a shallow one. There's not much emotion left now. Like, you're like, whatever, right? I'm moving forward. Okay, I'm getting ready. I'm to take action. And then this is talking about, this is having to leave your castle. This represents leaving your comfort zone, leaving what you have been thinking you wanted in the past, leaving people you love behind, leaving behind a lot of what you used to, the parts of you that you thought were home for you. And now you've put those behind you, and you're ready to move forward. And this can also be the thoughts of other people as you do this. They're not going to be happy about it because they prefer you in this energy over this energy. And then we have, you're like a rebel with a cause now. The Knight of Wands, you are on a mission. And this is talking like having the passion to really embrace life. And maybe for the first time ever in your life, because you've been freed of this need to always be overly generous with solving other people's problems and at the expense of solving your own. And so this is talking about, being impulsive in the past. It's that energy of when people say, can you do this for me? And you just automatically say yes. And then now instead you say, let me think about that. I'll get back to you next week. This is an energy of impulsiveness in the past, and maybe being like overly emotional, and maybe even hot-headed and doing things impulsively. But the Knight of Wands has learned to rein his emotions in, discipline his mind, and still move forward with passion. But, you know, it still have this energy of wanting, like the Knight of Wands works for the King of Wands energy. So it's saying you haven't lost this energy, but you're just, it's more disciplined, if that makes sense. And so you've already discovered those pyramids in the background, and it's time to have a new adventure. That's what it's talking about. Time to look at things from a new perspective. And we have like 9 cups, 9 wands, going off to heal, having a new way of a new passion about moving forward. Getting out of this mental prison that really is something that you've been in since you were a child. No more breadcrumbing from you. No more carrying burdens for other people. Stepping into this energy. Being like the King of Wands. Moving forward in your life. Standing up for yourself. And you have a shoe on one foot, or a shoe on this foot, and a boot on the other. So this can talk about energy of almost like identity theft. Like, so that's what this energy is, like, but not just on a physical level. It's like they don't just want you, they don't just want, you know, what you physically have. They want to have your spiritual destiny as well. Well, boo-hoo. That is not happening. You have come to terms with this. Really, really, really powerful reading here. Like, I can just feel the energy of like this decision. And it may seem really silly to some people, because you might be thinking, well, of course, isn't that the way, like, isn't that what we all do? No, it's not. Sometimes when people are wounded when they're very young, and this could be from many, many ways, seriously, by people that they trusted. So when they were young enough to have that subconscious mind formed, and this could be an energy of you just starting to really have the memory of what happened when you were young, like having actual memories of it. And it could be very challenging, and at the same time, oh, that's why I'm like that, or that's why I allowed that. And it's a major shift. This is a major shift. And so this is from my Oracle Tales from the Vector, and it's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And this particular painting, I was in Peru, and I was in ceremony in the jungle with shamans. And this is one of the visions I saw. And it was the last vision I had, and it was like, they were singing a song to me, and it was like, yes, it was so happy and blissful. You've done it. You faced all the fears from your childhood. You're ready to move forward. I forgot about that till now. So the numbers on these cards are talking about the numbers of the paintings as they're listed in the gallery on my website. And this is saying, I will put them in the description box below in the order they appear here. So a picture can paint 1,000 words. And it was something really, I've been kind of having a strange day that way, where I'm having a lot of memories from my, wow, I remember that now, I remember that. And I saw a lot of that in my visions, but there was still maybe some fear attached to it. And now it's just kind of like, woohoo! It's a really uplifting energy. And I feel that a lot of this energy, people are feeling this right now in the world. Because even though there's so much change happening and it's scary, it's kind of like exciting at the same time, because it's like promise of something different happening. And we have the Pisces energy here. So this is talking about, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and I feel this is talking about Neptune having moved into the sign of Pisces about, I think it's been about 4 months now. And Neptune's a big, huge planet that has a big pull on us on Earth, and it's about how we approach life. How were we taught when we were a child to approach life? It's about moving forward in a different way, because Neptune for 14 years was in the sign of Pisces, and it was so comfortable there, and all of us get used to doing things a certain way. And for 14 years, you know, you finally get your system set up, everything's working the way you want it to, and then boom, all of a sudden Neptune decides, I'm moving into Aries now. And Aries is like the newborn. The Pisces is the very last sign in the zodiac. It's the senior executive, the old boys club. This is the way we do things. The Aries energy is like brand new energy. The newborn baby comes home and the baby's crying. And no one can figure out, well, how are we going to please the baby? And so it's talking about us having to tweak the way we do things right now. And it can be really frustrating, because you set up systems and you're like, this is the way it always works. But maybe it's not working as well as you think. And maybe, yeah, it's working, but you could be having this instead if you just let go of it has to be this way and do it this way instead now. Nikola Tesla is still talked about to this day for that reason, because he was a genius. And so I figure, hey, thank you, Nikola. That's a good idea. Take a look at things from a different perspective and allow yourself to look after yourself. Unfortunately, Nikola Tesla, in the end, he was in rough shape when he left, but he's being honored now, you know, and it's kind of sad in a way, but he's left such a huge imprint. It's, has done so much for humanity. It's unbelievable, really. And then, so this is talking about maybe be like Nikola, not towards the way maybe he lived. His lifestyle in the end wasn't very great, but I mean, his imprint on, and people, what could he have done if other people wouldn't have been so jealous of him and they would have been more supportive of him? Just think of what else that he could have provided us with even all this time later. And then we have the Cancer energy coming in. There's a lot of energy around the moon, because as I'm doing this reading, it's eclipse season, and we're in between actually a Leo eclipse that was on the 12th of August, and I'm doing this reading on the 20th. It'll be the 20th. So this energy is talking about being in between another eclipse happening on the 28th, and that's in Pisces. That's a very up and down, volatile energy right now. So if you're feeling this way, hang in there, because I see like amazing shift happening, and it's just going to be like something just clicks, and then all of a sudden I get it. And so, and there is a new lover coming in for you. There's someone that, it could be someone that you know from your past, but it's definitely not someone that you've already had an intimate relationship with. And this is talking about using your intuition. This is saying you're following your North Star and you're following your North Node energy. You're on your destined path. Stay on your destined path. If you don't have faith in yourself in the moment, then have faith in God's plan. And let go of your control issues here and quit carrying the burdens for other people because you care about them. Let them carry their own burdens. And then we have this energy of ego. So this is talking, like this is it takes quite an ego to think that you can override God's plan. But it also is talking about letting go of your own ego. And saying that, well, I'm just one person, what can I do? Like the ego wants to say, hey, you're not all that. What do you mean? Like, can you imagine if Nikola Tesla would have listened to that nonsense? Where would we all be now? And so then we have the High Priestess again saying, use your intuition. I just finished doing a random shift reading, and it talked about something like that. Your intuition may be trying to reach you in several ways. So just chill out and allow yourself to like just breathe and know that, hey, as long as the most important thing is putting down burdens that don't belong to you and hanging on to what you thought should have happened, and let go and allow all the beautiful shift that's coming in your way. and be like, oh, that's a Sagittarius energy for sure. So this is Sagittarius, and this is about world travel, adventure, expanding your horizons instead of contracting and keeping yourself in this old energy. Embrace this new because it's very powerful. It's really, I've got a big smile on my face. Awesome energy. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. This is saying go for it. Go for the adventure. Go allow yourself. And you know, this energy here, we have I feel this is because of that Leo in between what we want and what's coming up. And how if we listen to our intuition and just let go and be your, expand your horizons. Don't hang on to the same old shift, bottom line. All right, I do hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for your time and energy, your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. Very much appreciate them all. I'll be back with another random shift reading for you soon. Bye for now.